Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to another draft of the Powered Cube. This will be our first premier draft, our best of one draft. I've been doing traditional drafts starting off because no matter how poorly I do, we get to play 3 full rounds of at least 2 games apiece, whereas if we play one of these and I do poorly, I could 0-3 and only get 3 games of practice in. But in our first couple traditional drafts, we've gone 2-1 each time. Pretty good win rate within the rounds themselves. So I'm going to test the waters here with a best of one draft. Again, disclaimer out of the way here, very new to Powered Cube and Vintage Cube. If you want to watch somebody who knows what they're doing and definitely get better at drafting the cube, check out some other channels like LSB, Paul Chion, and Numat the Nummy. But with that disclaimer out of the way, without further ado, let's get into the pack one, pick one. There's only one of these cards that I have heard of, talked about as one of the strongest cards of all time, and that is Balance. However, I don't actually know how you're supposed to build around Balance exactly. So let's see if I can figure it out. Each player chooses the number of lands they control equal to the number controlled by the player who has the fewest, sacks the rest. Same goes for discarding cards and sacrificing creatures. So I suppose if we're a very aggressive deck, we could dump our hand out early. And then, well, no, because then we'd have to sack a bunch of creatures. Okay. Well, it's interesting. You can kill a bunch of lands and make them discard a bunch of cards if you dump your whole hand out, but then if it's all creatures, then you'd have to sack creatures. So I guess you want a lot of like artifacts and planeswalkers and stuff on the board, stuff that is just unaffected by balance. And then bring your opponent down to your level. It's interesting. Pick two. There's a sneak attack, which is pretty fun. Try to sneak attack in cards like Atraxa and stuff that have really big enter or death triggers. Get in a big swing of damage with them. Yeah, sneak attack looks like the funnest card here. Best card to go off of the balance is probably one of the white spells like Figure of Destiny, going for an aggressive route, or Lorna of the Third Path. But again, I probably should have taken the balance, even if it is like objectively the right card, because I don't really know how to do it. I'm going to take a sneak attack. I know how to do sneak attack. We did a reanimator deck last time around, and the concept is very similar. Oh god, Tinker versus Atraxa? Oh, this pack is crazy. So obviously Atraxa is one of the best cards to sneak attack in, because you draw a million cards when you get it on the board, and then you gain a bunch of life off that sneak attack. So Atraxa just immediately have a great sneak attack option, or Tinker for another way to cheat something massive into play early. I'm going to take the Tinker here. I feel like good top-end creatures to sneak attack in are a little bit easier to find than ways to cheat them in. So like take more ways to cheat massive stuff in first and then start getting the big stuff. So even if Atraxa is like the best one, we can probably find like the third or fourth best. They won't be too much worse than Atraxa. Like that weird Selesnya card, some commander card I'd never heard of, like 5 a green and a white for a 7/7. When it enters, you like draw all the creatures in your top 7, and then when it dies, you get 7/1/1s. Like we can get something like that to go with the sneak attack, and it'll still be incredibly powerful. Library of Alexandria, pick 4. This is the draft where I just pick a bunch of very famous cards that I haven't played with in my life and try to get them to work. Very famous, very well known, very classic and iconic cards that are all super, super powerful. And yeah, we see what we can do. Library of Alexandria is just insane. A land that can draw you a card every single turn. You do have to keep 7 cards in your hand to do it, but it can be really worth it. Feels like for a deck that is a bunch of like 1-for-1 removal spells, that could be one of the best ways to use this. Some kind of controlling strategy, because you plop this down, keep drawing cards, and then you know, you can 1-for-1 removal your opponent every turn and still be drawing 2 a turn until they run out of cards. Let's take library. Pick number 5. All right, do we finally not have an absolute banger, ridiculously powerful card? Kind of. We kind of don't. But what we do have is an 8th card in hand every game no matter what, which is Lutri the Spell Chaser. No matter how you draft in Cube, this can always go into your companion slot. So it is just always playable. And as long as you're blue or red. Like if you have any chance of hitting double blue or double red in your deck, then you just get to run that as just a pure upgrade on your deck. There's no cost to running it. There's no specific deck building you have to do for the companion ability. I think we just take the Lutri here and improve our deck easily. Ooh, Sneak Attack World Spine Worm could be fun, but we could also Sneak Attack Ulamog and Annihilator 4. I feel like Sneak Attacking Ulamog, either of those is like definitely going to win the game if they don't have instant speed interaction, because you Sneak Attack Ulamog, you Annihilator 4, there goes 4 of their lands, like what are they going to do? Or you Sneak Attack World Spine Worm, you get 3 5/5s left over afterward after slapping them with a 15/15 trample. I'm going to go for the Ulamog, I think, over World Spine. World Spine would be grabbable off of Natural Order as another way to cheat it in. But Ulamog has the slightest chance in the world of actually getting cast in a non-green deck. It's not very likely, but if we get some kind of really absurd ramp spell, I guess we could also get Channel. Channel works with Ulamog, but not really World Spine super well. There's Triplicate Titan for our Tinker, but there's also Trinket Mage to grab one of our cheap artifacts, preferably like a Mana Rock, to sack to the Tinker. There's also Cryptic Command for great controlling counterspell. Kind of want to take the Triplicate Titan here because it's dual purpose. It's a Tinker target and a Sneak Attack target. It's very good at being either. Because you Tinker it out, now you've got a gigantic threat. Even if they kill it, you get a bunch of other stuff. You Sneak Attack it out, you hit them for a bunch, and then keep a bunch of golems on board after the Sneak Attack. So I'm going to take Triplicate Titan. Trinket Mage is tempting. If I had like a Mox or a Soul Ring or a Lotus or something, I'd slam dunk the Trinket Mage over the Triplicate Titan. But the best 0 and 1 mana artifacts that Trinket Mage can tutor for are like pack 1, pick 1, pack 2, pick 1, pack 3, pick 1 for everybody, regardless of what deck they're in. So you're never like guaranteed to have a great target for Trinket Mage. You kind of have to open them rather than getting past them at any point. This is an easy stock up. This is like an excellent draw spell for any deck because you look at the top 5 and scoop up whatever you need. But for a combo-y deck like this, like I'm very happy to just take stock up here. I shouldn't say these picks are like super easy or objectively correct or anything, because again, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I feel like that's somewhat obvious to me, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. Tezzeret, I guess, can grab like one of your busted cheap artifacts for the -3, so that could be cute. Could also go ahead and take a Triome here. Be fetchable off of a lot of different stuff. I'll take a Tezzeret. We've got a Tinker here.
This system will be mine.
So we will want to take a chunk of artifacts. And artifacts play well with Tezzeret. Treasure Cruise or Steam Vents makes sense to me here. Actually not that good at filling the grave for Treasure Cruise right now. A little slower. Take a Steam Vents. Mystical Tutor can combo with stuff. It can find Tinker. Turn 2 during your opponent's end step, play your Tutor, then untap, draw Tinker. Yeah, this feels like Tutor. You can Tutor for balance as well, if the board state justifies it. Maybe we just splash in a balance and just Tutor for it whenever the board is favored for it. Like, if our opponent's a really aggro deck, this is 2 mana Wrath of God. But we'd have to probably discard some extra cards for it. Oh, I just realized something. Too late. So I took the Otawara there because it's like strictly better than an island, which is pretty nice. The problem is that Ephemerate actually works with Sneak Attack. You Sneak Attack something in and then you can Ephemerate it and keep it around forever. So this actually would have been a pretty cool Ephemerate deck if we are going for the white splash or if we are playing white. So pack 2, pick 1. Ah, yes, the Mirage Classic, Mox Opal. Definitely a Mirage card right there. I mean, we could pick up Mox Opal with Tezzeret, but we could also sack it to Tinker. We probably do want to take more artifacts because we have the Tinker, but we do need a lot of artifacts to get Mox able to actually do anything with that Metalcraft ability. Might still be the pick because we're in a position where we really want to get more artifacts. Portal to Phyrexia is a really good Tinker target as well, because this is very good when you're against like Boros or something. They're aggroing you out. You get to Tinker into like a pseudo board wipe, kill 3 of their creatures, then put 1 on your board the next turn. Yeah, this is really good to stabilize against aggro with Tinker. Having the flexibility of being able to do that instead of getting just like one really big card makes me feel like that's really nice. I'm gonna go Portal over the Opal. We got a Probe, we got a Sleight of Hand, got a Wrath of God, Time Warp. Cool pack. Talisman, even if it's off color, might be worth it. I mean, it's red for sneak attack. But we need artifacts to sack Tinker. I can't just run a bunch of 9 mana artifacts and no 2 mana ones to sacrifice to the Tinker. So Talisman of Impulse could be actually a pretty high pick. I'm going to go for it. And I was saying earlier that the artifacts, the Mana Rock artifacts, also play well with balance because nobody has to sack artifacts to that thing. Mishra's Workshop could get us to naturally ramp into the Titan and the Portal to Phyrexia in the late game. It can also get us to Talisman on turn 1. The issue with Workshop is it never taps for non-artifacts. But if we take Workshop and then take Talismans over like anything, then we could start going pretty crazy. This is also the kind of card that like if we have this and a bunch of Talismans, we get to cut a few more lands, and that gets us to a position where balance on land sacks could be pretty nasty. There's Show and Tell though to try to play Ulamog. The problem I have with Show and Tell, especially in best of one, is like we just play against Reanimator, and then it's like, okay, well, I put an Ulamog down, they put an Ulamog down or something. I guess Eldrazi's not a good example because you can't reanimate most Eldrazi, but still. Show and Tell feels pretty risky in 1v1. Fractured Identity is insane, by the way. That could be the safest pick here. But I do love me some artifact nonsense. Mishra's Workshop, classic for artifact nonsense. Here's a Talisman of Conviction to go with that. Ooh, man. Somebody's getting a real good Reanimator deck out of this draft pod. I could take Archon of Cruelty to sneak attack around, but we've just got the one of sneak attack. So if we can get it to where most of our sneak attack targets are also playable off Tinker, that would be ideal. Kind of hard to do though. We only have one right now that can be used for both. But I'm going to focus more on the Workshop Tinker side of things right now. And grab this Talisman. Okay, Chromatic Star is good for Tinker. You sack it and draw a card. It's Vampiric Tutor to tutor for the Tinker. We've got one tutor for it with Mystical Tutor. Stock up to dig somewhat far. We would need to get some fixing towards black to get the Vampiric Tutor in here, but Vampiric Tutor is very, very good. I'm gonna take Vampiric Tutor. Maybe we can get some black talismans if we're really lucky. Bankbuster seems like solid early card draw that we can also just sack to Tinker. We can play it really early with Workshop. That feels pretty nice, although Phantasmal Image is also very, very nice. Could sneak attack something in and Phantasmal Image and get a permanent copy of it. Kind of talked myself into Phantasmal Image. That's pretty cheeky. Another Talisman, or a blue draw spell, a blue counter spell. I'm too interested in doing stupid combo-y stuff to like take what I'm supposed to, like good card draw and counter spells and stuff. Just want to really lean into the Workshop. Atali sneak attack. Sneak attack Atali's got to be like GG. There is a bauble for Tezzeret and our talismans, but Atali sneak attack's pretty sick. And it's not the least castable thing ever. 7 mana. Could get there naturally. on occasion. Okay, I don't think any of these cards are going to get played. I'll take Breach in case we randomly get some combo for it. Time Warp, Sleight of Hand, carries Ev. Let's go Sleight of Hand. Get some more efficient, consistent early games going. I'm making bad decisions. There's Show and Tell. There's Brain Freeze. Okay, I don't remember the whole combo, but Brain Freeze, Underworld Breach. I think you need Lion's Eye Diamond. But that can be an infinite combo where you win the game. I'll look it up. If we get all three of the cards, I'll look it up and see how to do it. We almost made a bad decision there. We definitely want that blue-black duel. Go with the Vamp Tutor. There's probably some way to somehow cheat the second half of Valky out. I'll look that up as well. Okay, Scalding Tarn looks great. That is about it here. Hull Breacher combos with Time Twister effects where each player draws 7. Yeah. We don't have any of those, as far as I know. I kind of just want to take Scalding Tarn. I wish we had a black... Not a black, but a swamp specifically. Like an island swamp, because then I could crack Scalding Tarn, grab the island swamp. So a fetchable black source is what I want to say. I just forgot how to say it. Skydiver is fun. If we're lucky, steal a Soul Ring or a Mox and then tinker it away. But I'm going to go Scalding Tarn. Gets a Steam Vents at worst, and if we get better fixing, then we get a better card off it. Pack 3, pick 2. Dak Faden can steal the busted cheap artifacts if our opponents manage to get any of those. And draw 2, discard every turn. Draw 2, discard 2 every turn does a lot of digging towards combo-y stuff as well.
I'm not afraid to get my hands a little dirty.
Okay, there's Daze, Counterspell, Pyrogoy, Fire Blast. All 4 of those are interaction in a way. So I'm almost definitely supposed to take a piece of interaction. Probably not Fire Blast, but maybe one of these 3. I mean, almost definitely not Fire Blast. 6 mana, because we are not sacking 2 mountains in this deck. But there's also the option to take Badlands, which is fetchable off of Scalding Tarn. Helps us get that Vampiric Tutor in here. And maybe Tybalt if we want that as well. The Badlands does seem really nice. Taking Badlands. Underground Sea. Towards that Black Splash is great again. There's also Quantum Riddler and Narset for huge card draw. Quantum Riddler is like solid card draw that is also not that bad with Sneak Attack. And I guess it's 5 mana, so by the time we untap with a Sneak Attack on board, we could probably just hardcast it, but still. Narset digging 4 cards deep towards combo pieces is kind of sick. Riddler might be better than Narset. I'm gonna go Narset. Consult the star charts. More instant speed card draw. If we kick it, we go really deep. So another Ulamog for Sneak Attack. There's another Talisman for Workshop. Golos for Workshop. Actually, Coalition Relic. Workshop into Coalition Relic. It's like the most mana you can get. For real cheap. Carnosaur is kind of cute for this kind of deck as well because it can be your cheap interaction or your big thing to cheat out or play. But I'm grabbing Coalition Relic there. There's Flash. Easy Flash. I mean, there's a Time Spiral to go with our Narset. That's pretty cute. Because they don't draw any cards off of this if we've got Narset on board, but Flash to go with the Atali Triplicate Titan is great. Yawgmoth's Will. It doesn't actually do the thing with these. We need the Lion's Eye Diamond or whatever to get that fully. So Multiversal Passage. We've only got 3 creatures to cheat in and 1 non-creature tinker target. We might have gone a little bit too low on the big stuff. Although our Reanimator deck had like 5 big things to reanimate, but it was better at tutoring is the thing. I will go for the Skydiver here. Brazen Borrower or Thundertrap Trainer. Again, we are real combo oriented, so I like the cards that are digging for specific non-creature card. Sure, I'll run a Daze. I mean, maybe with Workshop Memory Jars better than Enduring Curiosity. All right, Tinker Sneak Attack the deck. There's also a balance I can try to play. Okay, we're not doing Breach, Brain Freeze. Probably not doing balance. Yeah, I could just not play white at all. Show and tell's such a bad idea, but I can't resist. Worst case scenario, we get to show off the worst case scenario of show and tell, and that would be funny. She didn't get anything tutorable for Tezzeret. It's a bummer. Man, we are still 0 for 0 on the busted man acceleration then. Still no Moxes, Soul Rings, Lotuses, Mana Crypts. They would have been really nice in this deck since we got the Tinker for them. Cut a few lands here. We've got a little bit of 1 mana draw, a lot of these talismans. Cut 2 lands. Guess we could cut the Vamp Tutor, but it seems easily splashable enough. What do we have? We have Swamp, Verge, Badlands, Multiversal Passage, Scalding Tarn, Coalition Relic. Do have to cut 1 card, and I do feel like we've got Thundertrap Trainer, Consult the Star Charts, Stock Up, Narset. We've got a lot of cards that are digging like 4 or 5 cards deep, which is pretty nice. Obviously, it's not a tutor or anything, but could be helpful enough. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the black here. All right, we will call it a deck here, hop in the gameplay, and see how far this combo-y deck can take us. All right, here we are on the play for game number 1. We've got a Flash in the hand and a Carnosaur to go with it. Worst case scenario. But I might want to hold off for the stock up if we're not under much pressure. Because I can hold a Spell Pierce up on 2 to make sure they don't do anything crazy. And then we can stock up on 3 to find something better to flash in. Ooh, we get Talisman. Not a blue Talisman, sadly. We don't have a lot of those. I still think I play it here. They can resolve whatever they want turn 2, but then we get to stock up and hold up Spell Pierce next turn. Booster Tutor, so find the best card out of a sealed cube booster pack. Very strong cantrip. I guess it's technically a tutor, but 15 random cards, but those random cards could include a Black Lotus. They can include any busted thing from the cube. Well, they pick Show and Tell. Okay. Yeah, we get to show the problem of Show and Tell in the other direction? That's so funny. What a funny top deck. Okay. I'm gonna stock up here, and then if we don't find something really good to plop out with Show and Tell, then I'll play the Passage on tap for Spell Pierce. But if we find a good card to Show and Tell, then we just let them resolve theirs. Okay, we didn't find a good card for Show and Tell, so I think I need to counter their Show and Tell. Let's see, 5 cards in hand. I mean, if I let theirs resolve, we play a Carnosaur and then draw a card with Library. It is tempting. It is honestly tempting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because, like, if I play... Okay, no, I don't draw a card with Library. Because this would be, I'd have 6 cards left in hand. Alright, yeah, never mind. Then I'll just hold up blue. Oh, man. Okay, they do not go for Show and Tell. Maybe thanks to the multiversal passage up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Library. 7 cards. I can draw or I can flash now. And I can draw and Spell Pierce in the same turn. However, they do have the mana if they play an untapped land next turn to get around the Spell Pierce at this point. Nissa who shakes the world. Let's draw. Triplicate Titan for the Show and Tell now. I can Spell Pierce the Nissa then. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cast a spell so that I can Library. Don't have a counter to hold up here anyway, so let's go blue, blue, 1. Narset. Draw off of the Library. Now I can activate the Narsets.
Meditate.
And fail to find. Awkward. Manamorphose. Going for some stormy stuff here. Double green. Nissa. That's quite bad for me. Try to kill her with Triplicate Titan tokens, I suppose. Okay, so they're just gonna get the 1 blocker. She's at 6 loyalty, so I'll have 3 tokens. 2 of them hit her. And finish her off. Oh boy, the Tinker. So now I can Tinker for Portal to Phyrexia as well.
Hone your prowess.
So we go 7th card in hand. Now I can draw to 8. And then Tolly for if they show and tell us. We tinker Portal to Phyrexia to kill their blockers, and we can keep everybody now. And we're reanimating somebody every turn. Then, guess I'm not holding anything up. We can go ahead and sleight of hand. For consult. Actually, probably should have taken a land there. Deckbuilding.
There's plenty of profit to be had.
Oh, awesome. Deckbuilding our portal to Phyrexia.
Embarrassing.
Okay, luckily we draw the land here anyway. Put a creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield. There's currently a Sylvan Caryatid. There's a Triplicate Titan. God. Okay. So... 7. Just dack back our portal. Yeah, I think we dack back our portal. Gonna draw before I play dack. Dack versus dack. The nice from opponent.
I hate to fight.
Yeah, I didn't realize dack could hit any mana value of artifact.
This'll fetch a nice price.
That's a lot crazier than I thought it was. I was thinking of dack similarly to Thieving Skydiver for some reason.
Too dangerous for my tastes.
Guess I'm mystical tutoring off of Tolly. It seemed insane. I can't Pest Infestation for anything. Daze is my only mystical tutor option? Well, I guess a Tolly hit absolutely nothing. That's funny. Draw a bajillion lands and some creatures. Hold their mana up here. Let's consult. Workshop doesn't matter much at this point. This really matters much at this point. Thunder Trap Trainer, I guess, because we can get a creature on the board and draw more talismans / relics. I feel like we've already drawn into and like tutored out all our best stuff. Endurance to exile from grave. or shuffle it back in. Yeah, put it on the bottom. Okay. It's not actually super awful for us, since now there is something in the deck that we could try to hit. Actually, don't have double red still for Carnosaur. So Atali's definitely attacking.
I'm a talented improviser.
I've already got the steam vents out, so Scalding Tarn's just like a mountain I have to pay 1 for at this point. It just dies into 7 1/1s. So trade, kill for free, take 6, go to 3 life. Carnosaur can't shoot face, but that still feels worth it. To get them down to 3 for the future. Phantasmal Image Carnosaur, sure. Sneak attack, sure. That was pretty good. We are tapped out, but again, not like I have any instants. 6 is really nice with all those lands in their hand. They just drew off of the commander card thing. So they can replay Dak here and then take the portal. But I think they're dead to the trample on board here.
Looks like you could use a helping hand.
Oh, I can also just sack our Dak and get it back again anyway.
So sorry. I've got sticky fingers.
Unless they send everybody at Dak, in which case they're dead to trample. Sure. Daze something while I can. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 7, they have 15 toughness. We have 14, 15, 16, 17 trample. And a 3/3. That's exact lethal, I believe. But we can sneak attack just to be super sure. Draw 2, discard 2, see if we get like Ulamog or something bigger to sneak attack.
A little looting never.
We did not get anything bigger to sneak attack. I guess I could memory jar. But I think it's fine to just play these little guys that are big enough to lethal. Since that's guaranteed. Oh, I can't triple. Okay, well. They're big enough. Play them with haste. Yeah, there's a concession from our opponent. Just play 2 things with haste, and that's definitely lethal, even if I miscounted. That's a hand. Really praying our opponent's not on anything controlling. We do need to draw an artifact as well, but that's where this sleight of hand comes in. Nice and helpful. See? If I miss land draws, I'm in a real bad spot, but Relic is so huge for this hand. Just Talisman, I want that. Give me that. I needs it. Green, white, blue. Burrow. works. If I tinker immediately, I've got some mana issues here. But they're a green deck, so if I don't tinker here and then they blow this thing up, I also got issues. I can try to show and tell the Ulamog, but the risk is always huge on that. Okay. I think I pass here and pray they don't have removal for the Coalition Relic, so that I can set up the next turn sneak attack instead. One sneak attack swing from Ulamog should end the game if it resolves. And again, with the mana the way it is right now, it is really painful to sack Coalition Relic. Because the only thing we can tinker anyway is Portal to Phyrexia, which isn't even that crazy on this board. Like, I guess we get their Uro, gain some life. But wouldn't even technically hit the board or anything. Ancient Tomb. Titania. Get a land from grave. Sure. I can't sneak attack next turn if I Coalition Relic to kill Titania. But if I don't kill this Titania, they have 2 5/3s, so. Alright, they have Titania as a 5/3 as well as the Titania token as another 5/3. Okay. Dack their Talisman. And then I have a Tinker target.
Don't worry, they'll never catch us. Your security is embarrassing.
Also getting pretty close to hard casting Triplicate Titan with Mishra's Workshop. So I'm at 7 now. If I skip a turn on Coalition Relic to get the charge counter, that's 8. The Herrick has Exalted, right? They can just kill Dak with it. Oh my god.
Sorry, you're on your own. I'm not afraid to get my hands.
It's disgusting.
So sorry. I've got sticky fingers.
If I tinker for Portal to Phyrexia, I'm down on this mana for the future, and then there's a portal on board they can try to steal if we don't kill Dak fast enough, like they managed to protect him.
Isn't the unknown exciting?
I really hope they just tap out for some creatures here, because then we can tinker plus sneak attack, and that'll just end the game. If they just commit more creatures to the board, we get rid of the creatures so they can't sack the creatures, and then all they can do is sack mana. To the Ulamog Annihilator. And they've got enough lands here now. It won't be the definite end, but it'll be pretty good. Oh yeah, and a talisman as well. Okay, well, gets around the Ulamog pretty well here. Yes, third creature. You love to see that. Okay. The blue talisman's more useful, so we sack this talisman. Talisman of Unity gets the sack. We do this pre-combat because we want the Annihilator to kill as much as possible, which means killing the 3 creatures first. If I make Ulamog attack Dak Faden, they can just sack Dak Faden. And then not take the damage. But I need Dak Faden to die so that they don't get our portal. So, they sack Dak Faden and 3 mana. Okay, they concede. Mono blue control opener. Not gonna mulligan with Narset and stock up to find some goodies for us. It's not a blue talisman, is it? No. No Spell Pierce up this turn, but we see Forest Elvish Mystic. Which means out of any cards we could see, that's like one of the most likely I am going to play a creature next turn style starts, where Spell Pierce doesn't matter. And indeed, they were going to play a creature this turn. We are under a lot of life total pressure already from Surok. Our deck can't really do anything about that. We just have to find our big creatures to cheat into play to not die. So, set up more mana or just immediately stock up? Go mana plus Trumper, I guess. See no artifacts from them yet, and they're green. So they would basically only play Moxes, Soul Rings, just the really good ones. I'm gonna go for the Talisman. And then I either hold up Spell Pierce or I just drop a 2/1 flyer. Because the 4/3 has Trample anyway, I think it's likely better to hold up Spell Pierce, even if it's unlikely to do anything. Go to 15. Okay, so they're just like mono green, all the big stuff, I guess. So we'll stock up. Carnosaur Show and Tell's awful in this matchup, actually. So Daze Carnosaur. I have 5 out of 6 mana for hardcasting that. I could go Carnosaur land to guarantee I get to cast it next turn. That Daze is real tempting, though. I could again play the Skydiver. That stops 1 damage because it blocks Elvish Mystic. Oh god, another creature. I'm gonna die before I stabilize. Alright, you got me. And that one would get around the Daze also. Okay. They probably still got me. But Tinker is something here. Red, 1, 2, kill the Mystic, They get to draw the card, but then I kill the rest of their board with the Tinker. And then if I don't die, I'm reanimating a creature every turn now. They're mono green. The only haste card they can have is Questing Beast, right? Might be more. It's the one I can think of. We are straight dead to Questing Beast, though. It would be objectively funny. Untap Questing Beast poke. It's like, ah. So I see. Channel, uh-oh. Not an Eldrazi with a cast trigger, please. Okay, Grim Monolith, sure. And bring back Carnosaur with Portal. So they actually don't have triple green for Crater Hoof, so it can't be that gigantic haste finisher. Nissa, blow up the portal. Yeah, this is real strong here. Oh, they don't blow up the portal. They don't blow up the portal. So we still have the tiniest chance. Again, it's pretty tiny, but it is a chance. Oh, my days. Bad news from Carnosaur. Okay. They could tap Grim Monolith in response to us stealing it, but we can still steal it. It's not nothing. If they want to blow up the portal with Nissa, then that means they don't get another creature off of her next turn. So let's see, it's 4 mana to steal their Monolith. And then I'd only have 1 mana untapped otherwise, so I wouldn't do anything else this turn if I take their Monolith. I could instead play Narset. I also wouldn't really do anything else. Okay, well, we'll get rid of their Monolith, because they probably played it for a reason. Probably could use that mana pretty well. It is 2 mana, right? Yes, it is 2 mana. Yep, tap it in response, so that we do not get an untapped Monolith. But I got a Spell Pierce up. They blow up our portal here, but don't get any more creatures off Nissa, and then I have Carnosaur attack Nissa to try to kill her. Yep.
Enough resistance.
Bristly Bill. Hello, Bill. Looking very bristly today, I may say. They could block with both, still trample Nissa for 1, and then the Skydiver finishes her off. So we could kill Nissa, but then I would die on the Crackback without the blockers up, so we need to find something else here. Do I need a Memory Jar? Can't imagine that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 1 mana from Triplicate Titan. Tragedy.
The focused and disciplined encounter. You know, I have just the trick for this.
There's that 1 mana for Triplicate Titan next turn is the play. It's a painful Nissa poke, but I think that it's worth it. No, it's not, because then I die to a land. If I poke Nissa here, they could go Forest, 1 counter on Bill, 5 mana, double the counters. They have 2 4/4s, 1 4/4 hits me, and I die. I can't attack. That's rough. Yeah, I can't just die to top deck forest here. Yeah, they have the forest, so we would just literally die if I played it the other way. Okay. Sneak attack.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
The way their deck is oriented, they are probably playing cards like Craterhoof. I don't think I can show and tell. Shame this does not have haste, but I can miss it, but I still get all the 3/3s. And then the flying one kills Nissa.
Beside us.
Noble Hierarch. Okay. Whoo, baby. Yeah, that's a draw. Vigilance.
To reject our gift.
The only card I can Mystical Tutor into is Flash at this point. So with Sneak Attack in hand, Tutor does nothing. Sleight of Hand also not much. I mean, Library, we're not going to be at 7 cards, though, so I guess Sleight of Hand, Sneak Attack. Okay. I mean, I literally just missed lethal. What? I'm overcomplicated. I could have just attacked them for 11. One turn ago. If I die to like a crater for something random here, then that's a well-earned loss. I just missed lethal. Cube too complex. Please nerf. Is this gonna be Crater Hoof? Oh my god, that'd be embarrassing. Tap 3 of their mana out. That's my last opportunity to do anything. Primeval Titan, land for Bristly Bill. Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I was too lost in the sauce of all the other stuff. Miss lethal. Should have won that game. Could be 3-0 here off this deck. All right, 2-1 heading into game number 4. Okay, here we are on the play for game number a lot. Game number 4 now. If I cast Mystical Tutor for Tinker, they're gonna hit this Talisman. If I don't cast Mystical Tutor, they're gonna hit this Mystical Tutor. Our choices are not great either way. I really don't want to tutor for Tinker and then just not have a Talisman in hand. That feels like a really bad plan. So I'm just gonna let them rip the tutor, I think. Because Talisman's kind of a big deal even without the Tinker. Yeah. They got no blue mana here. We can just run out in our set. Should resolve. It'd be nice to hold up Spell Pierce. Can't have triple blue up though. I could Thunder Trap to hold Pierce up. Actually don't hate that. It's gonna be a hard casting Atali game. It'd be pretty funny. They did not have any artifact minimize your one in their deck, so they had one in hand, I guess. Okay, I'm at 8 in hand. I gotta play a card first. I'd really like to play an island if possible. So I don't want to lead with a land for turn, because if I draw one off library, I'd much rather do that. Relic towards just Atali. Okay, did not hit the island. I could hit it off Sleight of Hand. I can still hold Spell Pierce off of the... or Spell Pierce up off of the Coalition Relic, and now I have a Daze up as well. We do hit the blue here. Yeah, still looking for more lands. I'll take a blue land. Now I can Coalition Relic for the charge counter and still have Pierce up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's Atali mana while also activating Library of Alexandria. And that should be a very good spot while our opponent's stuck on mana here. But this is cube, anything could happen. They could draw into like a balance or something, and then I just lose all my mana. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Draw one and then cast Atali and see if that wins. We get sneak attack off Atali. And a 5/6 Death Touch lifelinking Barrogoyf. I don't know what else this does, but that's already insane. I can play the Mountain and sneak attack Phantasmal Image. Sure. Might as well. Do I keep the one or do I get the haste one here? I think I keep the non-haster and just get the trigger. Mind Twist and Flash. Neither of those actually do anything. That was a sad Atali trigger. Well, discard 0 at random, please. Here's 1 damage. So what does this do? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you mill a bunch of cards, and then you can put a creature in your hand. Okay. Maybe I should just sneak attack to copy a Barrowgoyf there. Just gain a bunch. Dig for a creature. Mox Pearl, yeah, that's helpful. Oh my god. So evil. You can't be serious, Arena.
Plenty of profit to be had.
Yeah. That's so rude from the shuffler. I see your opponent has finally found a third mana off their booster tutor, and it's a Mox. Here's a Dak Fade for you if you want to borrow that Mox. Is this a hand where I just go for it? I was like, alright, show and tell. Am I gonna Multiversal Passage on blue? I'm actually not sure yet. Depends what land I draw, so I'll just play Island first, because I can play the Passage untapped if I shoot myself. Llanowar Elves. I am scared that opponent's gonna do big things. It's an interesting decision. I only currently have the ways to cheat one of these out, but I have the 3 mana land for the Triplicate Titan later. Alright, we're getting the second blue from our set. If I don't draw land next turn, I'll have to just Phantasmal Image the elves, but I doubt it's gonna live. We'll just kill our elves with theirs. Oh, this is way more aggressive than I thought it was gonna be. Those are some cheap aggressive creatures. Hired Claw. Jitte's a cheap aggro card. I'm gonna show and tell the prey. This is indestructible, and if we untap with it, they lose. So I'm gonna go Ulamog. Hellrider. Okay, yeah, they're an aggro deck. Show and tell is actually busted in this matchup. If they have a white exile removal spell, they can beat us here, but they could do that even if I played Triplicate Titan, because that only triggers off death, not exile. But now their only out is exiling or bouncing Ulamog. They can't blow it up with anything. And again, if we untap with it, they're going to sack 4 of their permanents. So, let's see. Fiery Confluence to shoot me as much as they can, and then they scoop. Annihilator 4 is Annihilator 4. That's show and tell for you. It actually won us a game. It's a terrifying card. We had it in our hand in multiple other matchups where it looked like it'd be real bad. Because, yeah, that matchup against Mono Green, they would have show and tell the Primeval Titan, which would have been pretty bad for us, but maybe we could have won off the show and tell in that matchup as well. And then there was like the mirror match colors where it's like, pretty risky. So nice to see we get paired up against aggro with it there, and we get to show off like, all right, this is the matchup. I actually get to try and win off of that. Oh, you put artifacts out with show and tell? I believe, I guess we'll find out here. That's a bold start. I believe that the way that show and tell works is that this trigger will resolve after both the cards are on board. So if they pick a creature and I pick Portal to Phyrex, I just kill whatever they show and tell anyway. Oh, but I drew Ulamog. Though. Booster Tutor, that's a goodie. The problem is they could still show and tell out like an Atraxa or something with a really good enter or death trigger. And then the fact that we make them sack it off portal doesn't even really save us. Dark Ritual, oh god, no. Oh god, no. Well, I kind of think I have to counter this Enlightened Tutor. Because they're setting up for some nonsense. That means no... Well, no, I could still show until next turn. We go land and then we have 3 mana. But that's terrifying. Just put a Lutri in hand, tapped out. Let us find out what you got. I'm just gonna do it. Please be a creature. There's a hole in your plan. Nope. In yours. That Teferi emote is so useful this match. Okay. Show and tell portal to Phyrexia is kind of sick in the right spot. Again, it's still really risky because if it was Atraxa or if it was the 7/7 that makes 1/1s when it dies, if it's Triplicate Titan that makes 3/3s when it dies, still probably dead, but you know. Pretty well so far. Play this untapped for Consult for 4. Could flash in Ulamog just so... Oh no, it shuffles when it's in my grave. I can't flash in Ulamog. Yeah, let's do a kicked Consult here. Tinker away this talisman. Play land for turn or coalition relic. 1, 2, 3. Let me take the land. No, dude. Oh, how do we draw like that? Okay, well, I can flash in the Triplicate Titan. Tinker does literally nothing now, right? Not literally nothing. I could get Memory Jar or Coalition Relic or a Talisman. But basically nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to cast Flash. So I need 2 mana up for Flash. So I can Thunder Trap Trainer or put a Lutri in hand. Put Lutri in hand. Uh-oh, here comes a hard cast, Eldrazi. Torsten! Yeah, so we could have got. We would have really got if they had Torsten. When we went for that show and tell. Oh, their Reanimator. Yeah, there's the Archon. Oh, God. Yeah, their hand's really scary when they have this much mana now. That draw there. So we need to pray this Triplicate Titan somehow kills them fast enough. Do I tinker for Memory Jar? Sack it. Each player sets aside their hand face down. They get it back at the end of their turn. Get Memory Jar and do it during their upkeep before they can hardcast any of those. But then their new hand might be just as bad for me. I can't imagine with Archon and Vaultborn Tyrant and stuff. But maybe it is. Oh, I could do Narset Memory Jar. I don't have the mana to do both immediately, but I can set that up for next turn. Tinker into Memory Jar, activate. But Memory Jar, because it gives them their initial hand back, isn't like the craziest Narset combo.
An open mind.
Alright. Clear out Narset so we don't have that combo regardless. Yeah, their creatures do so much life gain here. Go to 20. And then next turn when they're playing more, they're gaining even more off all those. Otawara. It's very interesting. Hit for 12. This is 4 mana to use. I can't do anything else if I use that. Archon would gain 3 as well, so gain 6 off of Archon hitting and be at 14. So gain 6. If I bounce Vaultborn Tyrant, they gain 3 only, and if they gain 3, they're at 11. They're dead to me finding a way to kill Archon. If I bounce Archon instead, they're at 14. Take 9, 10, 11, 12. Block, block. 13? They go to 1? Oh, I have to sack a creature planeswalker to that entering as well? Okay, so we're not hitting them on the ground then. I don't hate sacking Titan. Sacking Titan would reanimate the Titan, but it's not the immediate damage I think I need here. Yeah, it's just not a Tinker game anymore. I could sack Lutri to bring Lutri back instead of the draw creature, but I think we're bringing back the draw creature. So we can put them to 2 then, after bouncing Archon. There was probably a way to find lethal here, but I'm too dumb. Oh wait, no. I see how we find lethal. Is this still lethal? Block, block. So they block these 2, they take 3 on the ground. They take 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is lethal. Lutri is a legend. So obviously, Lutri makes Otawara cost less. So we can Lutri for 3 more power and Otawara, and then kill them. It should have been much simpler, but it works. Oh, I also could have Otawared my own portal to Phyrexia. That can hit artifacts, and it's from either player. Wow. There's so much you can do with so many of these cards. So I very easily had lethal in many different ways and just didn't know. Well, good to know for the future. 12 in the sky, block, block, take 3, 15, lethal. Okay, that is 5-1 now. We'd be 6-0 if I were playing perfectly. And again, even in these winning games, I'm finding like we're definitely not playing perfectly. So I'm really, really happy with this deck. I just realized it's a new draft season. I haven't even been paying attention to rank. But yeah, new season reset. Well, Tinker would be a really bad draw for this hand, but Spell Pierce on 1, Trainer on 2. I don't mind this start at all. Mystical Tutor, Show and Tell, Show and Tell Portal to Phyrexia, reanimate whatever we make them sack. Seems legit. I feel like it's probably worth the life to be able to Spell Pierce plus Tutor here. If something weird happens. This feels like the kind of game that isn't really going to be won by like 2 life. It's going to be like either we Show and Tell super kill them, or we Show and Tell and they super kill us. Show and Tell is going to make somebody really win. Dauthi Voidwalker. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile with a void counter. Okay, so it doesn't stop Show and Tell or anything. I could do Flash for Triplicate Titan. Okay, if they didn't have a Voidwalker, I would have a much safer play, where I can just grab Flash and Flash in the Triplicate Titan, but it now gets exiled instead of dying. So it doesn't, I believe it doesn't count as dying, and we don't get the 3/3s. So I think I have to go for the Show and Tell here. No ETB, no ETB. Alright, it's got a good ETB and Death Trigger. And that's gonna be awful. But if they don't clear out the portal to Phyrexia, then we get to put it on our board now. The Vaultborn Tyrant. Okay, yep, they're a Reanimator deck, and we got to show off the good half of Show and Tell, and now the terrible half. Just their own Mystical Tutor. Sink into Stupor so they can put their Void Walker back into their hand. It's very good. Yeah, and then we just die, pretty much. I have the Spell Pierce for the sink, though, so I should be not like fine, but alive for 1 turn. Unfortunately, I drew a 1-mana blue spell, and now they definitely know we have Spell Pierce. Give me something to reanimate here. Voidwalker can't block even if I wanted it to. Just the talisman for this triplicate. Could Memory Jar and have 2 lands untapped after Memory Jar. I guess you can do this during your opponent's end step is the best time. I just don't think I have time for any of these options. This much power on our opponent's board, so I think I just have to sleight of hand into somehow something beautiful. But if I take a talisman, at least workshop gives me 1 mana towards something off of the sleight of hand. Days. Okay. I don't have the mana for Otawara. I need 1 more that I cannot get. But I also can't Narset. Alright. We are dead. We show and telled ourselves to death. Alright, well that is 5 and 3 for this deck. Definitely think it could have gone 7-win if we played perfectly. Very fun deck. Certainly not drafted or played perfectly, but drafted well enough to get a deck that I think was super capable of the 7-winner, but really didn't play well enough for it. I'm sure we could have had like the perfect version of this archetype with the way that our draft pod was, but pretty happy with the deck overall. It was really fun. Got to play some sneak attack, some show and tell nonsense. Cool stuff I haven't done before, so that'll do it. That's going to be a 5-3 run today. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and are interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send some more in the recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.